Welcome to the Bible Made Clear. Today we're going to take a couple of minutes and talk about dispensationalism. I'll split this presentation into a number of short little videos so that we can just have small segments for each one. But we're going to look at how Paul uses the word, his definition, so that we can understand it as Paul understood it. So the outline we'll follow is we'll define the word, we'll look at Paul's use of the word, we'll look at the dispensations themselves, and finally, why it matters. So the definition of the word. The word dispensation is oikonomia, and it is made up of two words together, meaning a house and law. So it is the law of the house. According to Kenneth Wiest, he was the teacher of Greek years ago at Moody Bible College. So Dr. Andy Woods, he defines a dispensation as house rules. Same thing, laws of the house, rules of the house laws, all really the same. Now Vines is in his expository dictionary of New Testament words, he has a note that says a dispensation is not a period or epoch, and that's important. In other words, it's not laid down as a particular length of time, but a mode of dealing, important, an arrangement or administration of affairs. So as we continue on, Scofield says of dispensations, a dispensation is a period of time during which man is tested in respect of obedience to some specific revelation of the will of God. 7 such dispensations are distinguished in Scripture. So that's just a note out of the Scofield Bible. I think it's a good note because it really does deal with the testing of what is revealed so that a person can demonstrate whether they're exercising faith in God. And it really depends on what is the criteria during that time in which somebody is living that God places them under. That's really it. So if we really want to kind of give a bottom line, we can say that a dispensation is how God manages man under different conditions God requires for each or for the exercise of faith, really, of each person. So we're going to take a look at Paul's use of the word, but before we do that, let's take a look at the 7 dispensations. I'll slide this over here. So the first one is conscience, innocence, which is before sin. Prior to Adam and Eve's sin, they were in innocence. The second is conscience. Romans 2 tells us that we are though we are not under the law, especially Gentiles, people that have no law, their conscience is a law to them. Third, we fall with the human government. We see that happened when Noah got off the ark. Then next is the promise with Abraham. Abraham was given a promise by God to believe. Following that, about 600 years later, was the law under Moses given to Israel. The time that we're in now, the church age, is the age of grace, where God is calling out a people for a bride of Christ. And then finally, the kingdom period, where Christ will reign for 1,000 years, which we find in the book of Revelation chapter 20. So what we'll do is we'll move on to Paul's usage in the next little video, and then hopefully that will start to clarify things. May God richly bless you as you continue to study his word.